Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for Friday, okay, May 11th. So into and through the weekend. Begin with the significant event. So it's 5-11-11, right? Or 5-2-2, however you want to look at it, equals 9. So you can look at it in terms of endings or in terms of born and new beginnings. Also in terms of humanitarianism, a call to humanitarianism is what 9 means as well. Anyway, beginning with the year 330, when Constantinople, Byzantium, becomes the capital of the Roman Empire. In 1189, the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick I Barbarossa and 100,000 crusaders depart Regensburg for the Third Crusade. 1751, Pennsylvania Hospital, founded by Dr. Thomas Bond, Thomas means twin, and Benjamin Franklin. 1924, Daimler, Motoren, Gesellschaft, and Benz, as well as CIE, or CIE, I don't know how you pronounce that one, begin their first joint venture, and they later merge into Mercedes-Benz. 1995, in New York City, more than 170 countries decide to extend the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty indefinitely and without conditions. So I guess not just in New York City, but at the UN, I would presume. 2015, India's population officially reaches 1 billion. Astra Aurora is named India's billionth baby. Did you know waltz introduced into English ballrooms and some observers consider it disgusting and immoral when it happened. This happened on May 11th in the year 1812. Famous birthdays: Irving Berlin, Salvador Dali, Louis Farrakhan, Natasha Richardson, Corey Monteith, and Holly Valance. Would you believe British Prime Minister Spencer Perceval is assassinated by John Bellingham in the lobby of the House of Commons in London? Ironically, descendants of both are later elected to Parliament at the same time. This happened also on May 11th in the year 1812. Famous weddings. 1963, Prime Minister of Canada, John Turner, 33, weds Glynis McRae Kilgore, 25. 1970, Sammy Davis Jr. weds Altavis. 1996, fashion designer Cynthia Rowley, 39, weds retail store designer Bill Keenan, 43, at Manhattan City Hall in New York. 2001, actress Suzanne Plachette, 64, weds Tom, maybe I wonder if his name was Thomas, which means twin, Tom Poston, who was 79, at Manhattan City Hall as well. Famous deaths: William Pitt the Elder, Spencer Perceval, John D. Rockefeller Jr., Bob Marley, Douglas Adams, and Floyd Patterson. Floyd Patterson was American and a boxer, an undisputed heavyweight champion. He remains the youngest undisputed heavyweight champion. He was also the first heavyweight boxer to regain the title. He had a record of 55 wins and 8 losses and 1 draw with 40 wins by knockout. He was born on January 4th in 1935 and was a Capricorn from Waco, North Carolina, USA. He died on May 11th in the year 2006 at the age of 71. Douglas Adams was British and an author. He was the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't panic. Born on March 11th in 1952, he was a Pisces from Cambridge, England. He died on May 11th, 2011, at the age of 49. See all those 11s in his numerology? The cause of death was myocardial infarction and fatal cardiac arrhythmia. Bob Marley was Jamaican and a reggae musician. Born to a mother of African and a father of European descent in rural Jamaica, Marley moved with his mother to the ghetto trench town in Kingston in 1957. In 1963, he formed a singing group called the Wailing Wailers with friends They later changed the name to just the Wailers, and they achieved local success. During the 1960s, Marley married and became interested in the Rastafari movement and remained committed to it for the rest of his life, and it came to influence much of his music. In 1976, an assassination attempt was made during rehearsals for a concert aimed at quelling political tensions in Jamaica. After this, Marley left for the UK, releasing albums Exodus and Kaya. His 1979 album Survival showed his support for African causes and included the song War. In 1997, a malignant tumor was discovered in Marley's toe, but he went on to tour and to release albums, including his last Uprising in 1980. Despite treatment for his cancer, he died in May of 1981. In 1999, Time magazine named his album Exodus the album of the century. He was born on February 6 in 1945 and was an Aquarius from 9 Mile, St. Anne, Jamaica. He died on May 11th in 1981 at the age of 36 of brain and lung cancer. And he has a bunch of 9s in his numerology. And again, to this day is a 9 this year. Oh, full name, real name, Robert Nesta Marley. I don't think I mentioned that. John D. Rockefeller was a financier and a philanthropist, American financier and philanthropist who was a prominent member of the family. He was the only son among 5 children of Standard Oil Company co-founder John D. Rockefeller and the father of the 5 famous Rockefeller brothers. He was born on January 29th in 1874 and was an Aquarius. So this guy's got a couple of 11s in his numerology. He was an Aquarius from Cleveland, Ohio, USA. He died on May 11th in 1960 at the age of 86 of pneumonia. Spencer Perceval was British, a British Prime Minister. He served as British Prime Minister from 1809 or 99 until his assassination in 1812. He is to date the only British Prime Minister to have been murdered. Prior to serving in his position, he was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. He served at the head of a politically weak government and had to deal with a number of crises in his brief term. These included the increasing madness of King George III, an inquiry into the failed 1809 Walcheren campaign and Luddite riots. And Percival's time in office was cut short when he was assassinated in the lobby of the House of Commons by a merchant, John Bellingham, who had a grievance against the government. He was born on November 1st in 1762 and was a Scorpio from London, England, United Kingdom. He died on May 11th in 1812 at the age of 49. The cause of death was assassination. Lastly, for the deaths, William Pitt the Elder was British Prime Minister, and he was called the Great Commoner as well. He led the government of Great Britain during the 7 Years' War. He was born on November 15th in the year 1708 or 88 and was a Scorpio from London, Ontario. November 15th also an 8, by the way, so like 888. He died on May 11th in the year 1778 at the age of 69. Holly Valance is Australian and an actress and singer. She's famous for Felicity Flick Scully in the TV soap Neighbours. She was born on May 11th in 1983 and is 34 years old, a Taurus from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Corey Mindteeth is Canadian, an actor and a musician, famous for Glee, Monte Carlo, and Sisters and Brothers. Born on May 11th in 1982, a Taurus from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He died on July 13th in the year 2013 at the age of only 31 of a drug overdose from both heroin and alcohol. Natasha Richardson was an actress famous for The Parent Trap and Nell. She was born on May 11th in 1963 and was a Taurus from London, England. She died on March 18th in the year 2009 at the age of 45 of traumatic brain injury. Louis Farrakhan is 84 years old. He's American and a religious leader, the leader of the Nation of Islam's religious group. Farrakhan has been a controversial figure in Black civil rights history. He is widely thought to have been involved in the assassination of Malcolm X. In 1995, he organized the Million Man March in Washington, D.C. He was born on May 11th in 1933 and is 84 years old, a tourist from New York City, New York, USA. Salvador Dali is Spanish and a painter best known for the striking and bizarre images in his surrealist work, The Persistence of Memory. He was born on May 11th in 1904 and was a tourist from Figueres, Spain. He died on January 23rd in the year 1989 at the age of 84 of heart failure. And lastly, Irving Berlin was American and a composer and lyricist of Russian Jewish origin. Irving Berlin is widely considered one of the greatest songwriters in American history for his hits such as Alexander's Ragtime Band, God Bless America, and There's No Business Like Show Business. He was born on May 11th in the year 1888 and was a tourist from Tyumen, Russian Empire. He died on September 22nd in the year 1989 at the age of 101 of natural causes, and he was the last. Going to the dice, I am beginning with yes. Dirty movie. And cocktail. Spirit says massage. Cocktail. And email. Maybe you go down to one of those salons where they give you a glass of wine when you get your nails done or about before you get a massage or something. Also, you may receive a communication or be moved to, send one of particular importance. Beginning the reading today with the Seven of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. I think, again, there may be an Aries moon. Opening to the Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So both of these cards are cards of like a warrior spirit to keep going, not let anybody impose upon you, change your mind once you've made it, all those sorts of things. Opening now to the Ace of Water. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. Opposite the Seven of Fire, if you made a decision about any of those things, like the idea is to not let anybody talk you out of it, if that's what you want in your heart. Opening to the Moon, that Ace of Water may involve a Pisces. The Ace of Water may be a Pisces. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. The Moon does represent the sign of Pisces. This can also be showing up because over the weekend, this reading is for the weekend. Over the weekend, we have a new moon in Taurus on Sunday. It's important to pay close attention to your intuition, and I think that that's going to come into play greatly with these decisions and whether or not to continue to move forward like the Nine of Fire tells us to do, and the answer is going to be yes. Seven of Fire. And the Queen of Fire, who's confident, intelligent, warm, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. The Queen of Fire is an Aries, perhaps, like I believe the moon is on this day. Yeah, that makes sense, because then the next day would be the Taurus moon. Taurus comes after Aries. Yes. And it is a Taurus new moon that rises this weekend. Yeah, so she can be an Aries or a Scorpio, ruled by Mars along with Aries, or a Leo, a Sagittarius, anyone likened to these traits or attributes. This can also just be a representation of the divine feminine, as it is in the tarot. Although male, female, masculine, feminine alike can, be in this energy. Seven of Fire. The 9 of water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away and you have a love of life. Overall energies, the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. I have to tell you that I also pushed down the Page of Fire. I normally like to wait until after I show you, but I wasn't thinking. And I have to tell you that as I was shuffling in my hand with my eyes closed, I felt one of the cards fall and closed my legs together, caught the card, opened my eyes to see what it was. It was Unity, or the Hierophant, which does represent the sign of Taurus. So again, there's a Taurus new moon on Sunday. And I think that this reading is going to have a lot of that energy. When I opened up the deck to return the card to the deck arbitrarily, like in a random spot, I put it in front of the 2 of water. And then I continued shuffling. So the Hierophant, of course, about relationships, commitment, marriage, even other important contracts, as can be the Ace of Earth, right? Documents or contracts. So this can be that. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, I said that the moon was on, the Taurus moon was on Sunday, right? That can't be right. This is for the 11th. That's Friday. The new moon is on the 15th, the 14th for some. So that would be Monday and Tuesday, not Sunday. In any case, there's a new moon in Taurus this week. Or, you know, on the heels of this reading, this weekend. Crowning the masculine is the King of Air, who is brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Can be a representation of Mercury and even Venus as well. Surrounding the King of Air and the masculine in general is the Magician, who's also a Gemini, as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes I see it or feel it connected to the other mutable signs as well. Virgo, which is co-ruled along with Gemini by Mercury. So maybe that. Also Pisces and Sagittarius would be mutable. Magician means that the masculine is working on manifestation. In his subconscious is the 5 of water. Maybe this is why. He feels like he's lacking something. He's lost something. He doesn't have enough. Oh, woe is me. I'm sad. I've barely got anything. I keep losing what I want. Or nothing goes right for me. Nothing goes my way. You know, and missing the fact that he does, you know, that he is blessed. He is blessed. So maybe this is why but this is a motivation for manifestation to bring, you know, more positivity and abundance into his life. I'm not going to knock it on this occasion. Crowning the feminine, we've got a 5 of our own mirroring the masculines, and it's the 5 of fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. This tends to be, if it's not like some sort of internal struggle or just moving us, something that's moving us to take action. And as I was trying to think of that, or get that out of my mouth rather, I thought of the fact that on the 13th, there is something on Sunday. Mars, the planet of action, enters Aquarius, which is also in my chart, by the way. I keep saying my whole chart is playing out. This is like the one thing that people can say, oh, me too, mine. You know, like when they, the other spiritualists, tarot readers, whatever, compare themselves to me. Like we're each our own individual self. But you know, I always said I'm different because I'm different, and you know, whether they want to believe it or not. But right now, I have the nodes moved into the where mine are located, at Aquarius and Leo. So maybe that's why these cards are here too, and why I'm being moved to tell you about this. Venus is in Gemini. My Venus is in Gemini. Chiron is in Aries. My Chiron is in Aries. So that's already 4 aspects, right? The South Node, the North Node, Venus in Gemini, Chiron in Aries. Mars is moving into Aquarius. My Mars is in Aquarius. Jupiter is retrograde in Scorpio. My Jupiter is in Scorpio. There's probably more that I'm not thinking of, but you guys get the idea. Anyway, Mars is the planet of action, and sometimes this card comes, you know, across as taking action or the need to take action. And where it is about conflict, where it's not some sort of internal struggle or internal conflict, it tends for me to be about conflict, not like just with any old body, but with like close friends and or family, or maybe just with like, maybe if it's not that, then, and it's still conflict, and I'd say it's conflict specifically with a fire sign. Surrounding the feminine, renewal, review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. Renewal is judgment in the traditional tarot. Major Arcana card Judgment, which represents the planet Pluto and the sign of Scorpio, which it rules for me. Judgment, as it relates to relationships or partnership, as in 2. Sitting here underneath the 5 of fire, if there's some sort of relationship that's having a clash, they may have decided that we need to, you know, come to a meeting of the minds and decide, like, what are we doing, if anything. That can be, and it can be any kind of relationship, friends, romantic, familial, whatever, work. As it relates otherwise to work and abundance, it's like the 3 of Pentacles for me. It's about abundance that is earned. You're getting a raise, a promotion, elevation. And since it's Major Arcana, even more so than the 3 of Pentacles for me, it can be like from the universe, like raise, a promotion, elevation as an ascension, which does manifest here somehow, you know, as above, so below. So the universe has elevated me, has given me a raise. I get one down here too. More abundance comes in. As it relates to general energies, it's about being judgmental, you know, and watching ourselves to make sure that we're not overly judgmental. Like say, if this is about an internal struggle, maybe you're beating yourself up, you got to stop. Overly judgmental of ourselves or other people. Feminine subconscious. It's the Lovers. More Gemini. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. So there could be, again, a decision about a relationship, and we might be struggling internally about it. Or we may have had conflict with the other person, and that's why we have to make a decision about the relationship. Or this can be a call to action to make a decision and do something about the relationship. Maybe we've just been ignoring, you know, differences or conflicts or whatever, and like pretending they're going to go away, and they won't, and we have to address them. So we're being called to take action. That can be as well. Crowning. The Queen of Earth, who is thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. The Queen of Earth is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Someone likened to those traits or attributes. Can also be connected to Venus. Venus, ruler of Taurus. At the root, speaking of Venus, Venus also ruler of Libra, which Major Arcana card Justice represents. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. So the feminine may be awaiting some sort of legal decision. There's a very important decision with justice and judgment, not only in the same spread, but crossing one another. can definitely have to do with legality, and that would be conflict, maybe. Right? Some sort of battle against another party. At the heart of the matter, the Nine of Water, your wish comes true, concerns fade away, and you have a love of life. Well, for the feminine, I'd say whatever this struggle is, whether it is an actual courthouse and a legality, or just doing about her just due and doing what's right, with the Queen of Earths also crossing judgment, which I said judgment is about abundance that is earned. And it can be somebody who helps to parlay that into your life. It can be an earth sign, maybe, or this can be representative of the actual, finances and or material things coming into your life. It looks like the feminine succeeds in whatever it is she's trying to do. Even if there is a struggle, a battle, things work out in her favor. But you're going to have to take action and be proactive in whatever your situation is. As it relates to, and remember, the overall energy is also about abundance coming to us. It's the Ace of Earth. So, that's just reconfirmation that something is coming to us, but we may have a little aggravation in getting there, and or need to take, some action, need to be proactive on our own behalf. Similarly, for the masculine, he is manifesting, as I said, and it looks like what he's manifesting is, financial abundance, material abundance, could be love too, and or some sort of relationship or something, perhaps with an earth sign or an air sign. And of those air signs, most specifically Gemini and then Libra. But, Aquarius would also be possible. I started to use this to clarify the feminine's 5 of air. I'll use the next upright one. It's this. Release or death, which represents the sign of Scorpio. Again, and I said that this was Mars already for me. I was feeling Mars action. We might need to take action in allowing even, a phase to end, allowing the universe to work on our behalf. Like you let go. Basically, that may be the action that you need to take. Let go and allow for these things to play out, for the justice to play out, and stop fighting the universe. Allow yourself to be, to receive promotion, raise. Stop fighting it. That can be as well. Also, of course, there can be a relationship specifically between a Scorpio and a Gemini, or a water sign and an air sign, that needs to be, we've got to come to some sort of meeting of the minds. We need to have a sit down. We need to figure out what we're doing. A Scorpio, in particular, that could be anybody, moved by Mars, that was not proactive before, all of a sudden could be proactive. And it may be a move toward the feminine, or maybe this is her energy making some sort of move in her life too. But they were sitting around doing nothing before. Let's look at the masculine 5 as well. He has the 5 of water here. A desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful. Spiritual and emotional growth. So he wants to get out of this energy of lack. There's a desire to move on from it. And so he's doing what he needs to do that. He's working on manifestation. So, perfect. All right, so let's see what further advice we have. Wow, so we've got the Ace, King, and Queen here now. The King of Earth for the masculine, who is generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. The King of Earth is a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And again, maybe manifesting a relationship with an air sign, with a Gemini most specifically, but an air sign maybe more likely than any other zodiac that it might be happening with. And like the wanting to move on, like realizing I've got these 2 cups here and wanting to move on from what was spilled and, you know, what's in the past. It's lost. Also, the 8 and the 5 equal 13 equal 4 equal 11, 11. And we have a 13 mirroring a 13 now, too. Feminine. Life experience or the Tower. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It is time to spread your wings. For one thing, it can be this person who suddenly takes action and or awakens to what it is they need to do. That can be what this Tower is. But let's take a look and see what else it might be. The High Priestess, Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. This Tower could be the feminine being presented with some sort of proposal of some sort, some possibility, some opportunity, and she needs to use her intuition in deciding. And again, the Lovers can be about the need to make a decision as well. So it's a heart versus head, perhaps, decision that she's going to have to deal with and employ her intuition in making that decision. Also, the High Priestess doesn't like reveal everything she's onto, and which is a very Gemini-like quality. The High Priestess is a Gemini for me too. It's like this whole spread is like Gemini, Gemini, Gemini screaming out to me. Can be a water sign as well. She doesn't like reveal everything she knows. So some information she uses later. That can be necessary too. The life experience card can have to do also with an actual structure, a building, a house. And Wands cards for me are cards of movement. So it can be an end of a phase, like in your old home or something too, and you could be moving. This could be getting a new place, and it could be suddenly, like you weren't expecting to. And then you're going to have to decide, am I taking this place? Am I making an offer? Like that sort of thing. That's coming to me too. I'm going to take one last one. And also it's mirroring this desire to move on. And it's your dream come true. So some of us may be hoping for something like that. Actually, I have a client who is hoping for something just like that. Now that I say that out loud. Strength. Wow, all this major arcana energy. So the universe really stepping in here today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 now. Major arcana cards. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. So this can be, again, the return of somebody too, specifically. I had said a Scorpio before, but obviously it could be anybody. Somebody unexpected stepping back into your life, ready to, work on this relationship. Whatever that means. We end it or we, move forward. A romantic relationship. But some forgiveness and compassion is going to be necessary if that's going to happen. So don't miss the opportunity because you're being stubborn and egotistical maybe. Miss an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. I said the feminine presented with a possibility, an opportunity, something. So we'll have to drop our pride and our ego if we, to maybe it's obstructing our view. And we can realize that there's an opportunity being presented to us. 2, perhaps move or travel. The Chariot is also a card of victory. So it's winning, it's movement, it's moving. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Sitting atop the Judgment card, both of these this is about accolades and public recognition. This is about public recognition, possibly. So this could be you winning this judgment You getting your justice as you had prayed, as you had hoped, dreams coming true, money, material things, something coming your way, some sort of award that's going to make you happy. Or you bid on, a place, make an offer again on an apartment, a house or something. Maybe there's another couple or something, but this is your chance. This is your time to win. And so you do. So you can figure out how it applies to your life. I'm just giving you like what's coming to me and a few possibilities there can be with this card. If it's a relationship, maybe a soulmate relationship. Otherwise, maybe something that involves a child, which a move could involve your child, you and your child moving, or your child, you and your mate or whatever, you take your child with you. You could be leaving your childhood home, moving away from it. Maybe you hadn't, taken that action before. You're taking it now. Memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children and romanticizing the past. So you could be feeling, nostalgic about what you're leaving behind if you're moving. But again, this can be also about soulmate relationships. And we have 2 sixes now. We'd have the Lovers and the Six of Water for the feminine. Sitting here with Judgment could definitely be about a relationship reconciling, especially with, again, the Ace of Earth as the overall energy. This can be, a new relationship or a new chance, a new opportunity that we want to be careful not to miss at a relationship. Behind it, they're showing me something else. They want us to look at the King of Water, who is trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. Love coming our way. It is what this abundance is made for some of us. If it's not actually love, it's something that's going to make us very emotionally happy. So again, even like a move or a raise, a promotion, whether it's on the masculine side or the feminine side, or I'm doing the feminine advice cards right now. It's something that brings us great joy, and it's time. It's time for us to get this justice. It's our time to win. Got to be careful though. Again, don't miss the opportunity. Don't watch your pride, watch your attitude. Use your head, your heart, and your intuition. Don't just fly off the handle, because that could cause you to lose the opportunity too. And the opportunity is very well at this. The relationship that you've been wanting. The other 2 cups. Right? Now you got a matching set of cups with the masculine. This is what we've been wanting. The next card is upside down. So for some of us, relationships getting back together, new relationships forming. If you're single, you could be meeting somebody and you got to decide. Maybe you don't feel like it's risky. I don't know if I trust this person. I don't know if I want to do this, but if you really, and you're feeling like that maybe because of a past relationship. Let me get that out of my mouth. I'm not suggesting the person is not trustworthy. I'm actually suggesting that they are. If you get this opportunity, again, use your intuition, use your heart, and use, some logic. All 3. Don't just fly off the handle. Whatever this is, for whatever archetype, it's gonna be good. Ace of Earth, King of Earth, Magician, King of Air, Queen of Earth, 9 of Water, Justice, the Lovers, Judgment, Death, the 2 of Water, the Chariot, All right, it's a good weekend. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading and that you find it helpful. Namaste, angels.